class given a textbook like every single person in his classroom. Most of them, like him, don't understand what the textbook is saying. But then they go to the teacher. They go to the teacher and they ask for help. In the end, did they even really use the textbook? No. Why? They didn't understand it. It was completely useless. And that's exactly what the proposition is here to argue. That in fact, textbooks should be banned because they're useless and because it affects the environment in a harmful way. So let's get rid of textbooks in schools because they are completely useless and we don't need them. Beginning with the first point, they are useless. Now let me go more in depth about what I mean by this. See, useless meaning to say, first, they don't teach in the way that every student needs to learn. They'll teach in one way, directly say, this is the way you need to learn, but not everyone learns that way. And that's what makes them so useless. Because most of the students won't understand the way the textbook is written. They don't understand the language, and they don't understand the way it's written. And that's what makes it harmful.
Point of interest. As you previously stated that textbooks are quote-unquote useless, do you not believe that more updated textbooks in our past years are standing by our curriculum and using those textbooks in a way to teach students in easier ways for them? For example, visual learners who are given a lot more pictures in textbooks. Do you not believe that that is true?
But if you look at it this way, a textbook teaches only one way, so it's going to benefit a minority of the students among the majority. As I was saying, basically the textbook don't teach. Take the word pronunciation, a public active speaker.
Then shouldn't both of them be incorporated for a child's learning?
See, the teacher's job is to teach, and they teach in a way that the child understands, and they teach in different methods, while the textbook is direct in one way, and that is completely useless because the child won't understand it. As I was saying, take the word of pronunciate, a public active poetic speaker. He said that if you take a parent with 2 or more children and you compare their brains, the parent will say, they don't learn in the same way, they don't think alike, and the textbook is going against that. They're saying the textbook is saying that the children learn in the same way, so okay, here,
Point of interest.
this way. They can't. We're going to teach you this way and this way only. This is useless because the children are not even going to learn. They're going to end up learning from the teacher. That's exactly what happened to me back when I was in grade 6. We used to learn from textbook. Decline. We used to learn from textbook back in grade 6 as compared to grade 8 when we learned from In grade 6, I didn't learn as much from the textbook. I always went up to my teacher and I learned from her. She taught me. The textbook sat there useless because I didn't understand it.
Point of interest.
Many students, with all due respect, I've answered 2 points of information as required and I will not be accepting anymore. And I learned that way. This is the thing the textbook did. It sat there, it didn't teach me anything, and it sat there completely useless just like it is. It doesn't teach everyone the same way, but it's trying to, and you shouldn't do that because it's not going to affect any children. In conclusion, I hope you now agree with the proposition case on why I hope you now agree with the proposition case on why textbooks should be banned because they're completely useless. A textbook teaches one way in a direct way. We don't need that. We're different minds, we're creative minds, we think in a different way, and that's how we need to be taught. And that's what the school needs to teach us. Decline. The textbooks don't do that. So let's ban them. Thank you.
Hello again. Now I'm back with Gabrielle and Darian, but this time we have Gershon. He might be our super weapon. I don't know. So, as my opposition has been stating for her entire argument, textbooks are quote-unquote useless because they don't teach in a way that children understand it. I think we can all agree that teaching is a job, and jobs have requirements. Jobs also have things they need to do. One of the things that a teacher needs to do is teach the students. The point of the textbook is not to teach the students out of the book. It's for the teacher to teach the students according to the book. And the textbook provides a guideline for the teachers to teach the students. And let's say a student isn't challenged enough. The textbook provides a way for the student to go ahead and be challenged themselves according to the curriculum. In fact, a recent study has shown that
Your motion?
accepted.
Don't you think that kids learn better according to this new generation, because we learn that with the internet, is that right? Am I right or wrong?
Actually, that segues into my next point. I was actually about to say that during their argument, they might say something along the lines of, well, people learn through the internet nowadays. But I'm fairly sure that most people know that you can get textbooks online. Returning to my previous point about a recent study, it shows a study from the National Society of Chemistry has shown that teachers who teach with the textbook prevail with the same grades, if not higher than teachers who teach without them. It's reasons like these why textbooks shouldn't be banned, but in a better sense, I guess, accepted.
According to this September, phones won't be allowed in school, so people won't be able to access textbooks online. So if we ban it and give them other options, isn't that a better way of learning?
Well, that's an interesting point you brought up. Seeing as phones will be removed from the curriculum, a textbook will be the next best reliable source of information, seeing as they can't distract you from the plot. A textbook stays completely geared towards the subject it's teaching you, and it will never go off on a tangent. Along with that, textbooks focus on one thing at a time, and it can't be all over the place. The teachers have a guideline. They will teach the students one thing, and they won't go off to other things, which will distract the students. Whereas if you're learning online, that can happen very often. And once you start distracting from the topic you're learning about, accepted?
Don't you think that textbook is an old way of learning, and we're in a new generation, so we need to find a new solution?
As I previously stated, I don't think it's a good idea for textbooks to be banned, but instead updated. Returning to my closing argument, textbooks should not be banned because of the way they teach. They should instead be updated to teach in the way that we learn. And if not, teachers to teach those to us in the way that we learn, according to their job. Thank you.
Be a part of the solution, not the pollution. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges, and honorable opponents. My name is Priya. Today, my partner Jerika has just argued why textbooks should be banned from middle schools because of her point being they're useless. She said that textbooks are an old method of learning, and students nowadays need a new method. They're completely useless for humanity. Now let me talk about the proposition's second case on why textbooks should be banned. They should be banned because they are a major environmental hazard. Now, here's the thing. Just last week, I was sitting beside this whole stack of textbooks in my class. Now, these textbooks look really old. Like, they're all old, dusty, crusty, with like all dust stuck in them. I really hated sitting there, but I was forced to. But then I realized, what's the point of these textbooks? I asked myself that question, and then I thought of it. And then I realized there is no point. Accepted?
I'm sure that you'll agree that children learn in different ways. So then why should you ban textbooks? Shouldn't you incorporate them with technology?
However, there's no point because textbooks are a major environmental hazard and also devices are. Then we should only use one way, which is devices, obviously. Now, here's the thing. Textbooks use so much paper. I open a textbook and I flip and it's already on page 335. Like, that's so much paper. Just think about it. What's the point of all that paper filled with a bunch of facts and math questions that you won't even need? Because trust me,
Point of information.
Accept it.
You say that it's a huge environmental hazard to print so many textbooks, but without textbooks, teachers continue to print and print more and more worksheets for students to do. Whereas if you have a textbook, you have all the work already there, and you don't have to print more of it.
Here's the thing. Textbooks use a lot of paper, as you know. But teachers, well, there's either one way. Either use worksheets or textbooks. Because both of them are really bad for our environment. Now, here's the thing. Think about it. we all hate textbooks. We all hate flipping through textbooks, looking at the questions, and then think about all the trees that get cut down because of them. Think about all the trees that die because of them.
Point of information.
Decline. And just think about it. According to a video by Quincy A major vocalist and a major environmentalist, said this. He said that in the next 300 years, all of our favorite animals will die due to
Point of information.
decline, die due to deforestation, and other environmental hazards. What's the point of all of this when we can easily just use electronic devices? Now my opposition argued this.
Put in
Just decline. That we should use that, we should use that, they're going to ban cell phones. Therefore, we should use textbooks because they're better. However, we are only going to ban cell phones in September. We aren't going to ban Chromebooks, iPads, nor are we going to ban any other school device. Therefore, we don't need textbooks. They're the most useless thing I've probably heard of, and they're the most useless for our environment. And trust me.
Point of interest.
Decline. We need a new way of method. We need a new way to educate our students and to help our environment. So ban textbooks, not only because they're useless, but because they're a major environmental hazard. We need something to start with, and banning textbooks for middle schools.
Point of interest.
Hello everyone, my name is Gabrielle. I've heard a very interesting point today, but I strongly still believe that textbooks should not be banned. I'm pretty sure that we can all agree that back then people really used textbooks. We didn't really have technology. And then the opposition has stated that they're useless. But if they're useless, then why do the people from the past get higher marks than now? Also, textbooks are more reliable than technology as well. Nowadays, there are many scams that are happening, and they have also mentioned that, it's apparently boring and that nobody likes them, but that is completely wrong. If they have a problem with textbooks, then I'm sorry that you have a preference with that. But there are other people who really enjoy textbooks. That's why both of them should be together. Accepted?
There are over 500 people in each school, so that would mean you have to give each person a textbook. Are you sure we can afford that?
We have textbooks right now, and we're affording it. Is that not the case?
No, it's not, because we don't have a textbook for each and every person. That's why we don't use it often.
That's fine, and children can share the textbooks. So therefore, back to my argument. Why accepted?
Great leaders like Albert Einstein didn't use textbooks, and yet he's one of the greatest leaders of all time. What do you have to say about that?
There are other leaders that have used textbooks. And I'm pretty sure that Albert Einstein actually made his own textbooks. He didn't have technology. Did you see him typing up on a document? Did you see him posting it to Instagram or Facebook? No. He made textbooks as well. Therefore, we strongly believe that textbooks should not be banned, but rather incorporated with the technology that we have nowadays. Because this is something that we cannot ignore with textbooks. People have actually been smarter than them with the use of it. That's something that cannot be denied. Thank you very much.
My opponents on the opposition team have just stated that we should not ban textbooks.
My opponents on the opposition team have just stated that we should not ban textbooks. For the two reasons, they didn't have two reasons. They gave us rebuttals instead of actually doing speaker points, which is not what you're supposed to be doing in this debate. You're supposed to be telling us reasons why we should ban textbooks, not repeating our points. You should leave that to your rebuttal, and you should be focusing on your speaker point. However, I noticed that Speaker 1
who did a rebuttal. Again, you're not supposed to be doing a rebuttal when you're a speaker. They said, that we can learn better from textbooks instead of using other methods like the internet. However, we can get the same information from the internet and even more, and it can be constantly updated instead of having to print out more and more pages, wasting more and more trees and resources in our environment, thus destroying our planet. And for their second point, they said, again, another rebuttal when you're supposed to be doing a speaker point. Instead, you didn't do a speaker point, you gave us another rebuttal. And let me note that speaker 2, when we answered a POI, when you answered a POI, you agreed with our team, saying that you agreed with our speaker 1. Now, in conclusion, if we want to move forward, then we should be banning textbooks. Thank you.
Good afternoon, judges, opposition, and the audience. I've heard many interesting points during the last few minutes, and now I'd like to try and review some of the points made by the proposition. First of all, I'd like to mention that during how the rebuttal speaker said that we were making short little rebuttals, we were actually making rebuttals to the questions and points of interest presented by our opposition, and not exactly making rebuttals against arguments. Furthermore, Speaker 1 has mentioned how textbooks can become harder and harder to understand over time. However, it's been known that many textbooks have been modified over the years to make them easier to understand by adding in new terms for younger students, by adding in pictures for visual learners, and many other features. Furthermore, Speaker 2 has mentioned how textbooks will bring a huge environmental factor as to how many pieces of paper and trees are being cut down to produce them. However, we must mention that there is some sort of act that is making sure that most textbooks, or at least some textbooks, are being used with recycled material just so we can reduce our waste. So not only are we using recycled materials to create our textbooks, but we are also making sure that more and more, or less and less waste from paper and trees is not going into our landfills. So I, and as well as the opposition, we strongly believe that textbooks are, of course, a valid thing, valid tool for our classrooms, and we believe that they should remain in effect. Thank you.